Hey there, investing feels overwhelming right now, doesn't it? So complicated, so many decisions, but leaving your money in the bank is not a great idea. It's losing value every single day. So if it's stressing you out and driving you nuts, why not invest smarter with Noble Gold Investments? Precious metals are simple and real. There isn't a company on the stock market today that was around 2,000 years ago, but gold was. It's always been there through wars, disasters, and turmoil. Reliable, dependable, and authentic. That's why you can't go wrong with precious metals. They've always had your back. Noble Gold Investments American-based experts will show you how to set and forget your IRA or 401k. You'll get a dedicated professional assigned to you. No hassle, no call centers. This month, Noble Gold Investments is giving a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin with every qualifying IRA investment. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com to claim your gold coin. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Hey, Inspire Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. It's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Saturday, April 13th, 2024. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free, we're winning. By the way, what do you think we are winning? Actually, this entire live stream wasn't really going to happen this way. This was sparked by a comment. By one line and one comment yesterday that I'm really, really appreciative of, that I think I'm thankful that it happened. And I'm going to share it with you in a moment. But I want to preface this entire show by saying that World War III has started a long time ago. What we're in is a sophisticated multi-decade effort, and we are now at the phase where kinetic war, which means bombs, guns, grenades, missiles, and all the other stuff is coming into play. But we have been at war for a long time. Biological, chemical, psychological, educational, whatever, every field has been weaponized. Okay? So when we talk about winning, we talk about seriously, we talk about a real and worldwide war against the people. The hot phase of this war began in 2020, late 2019. Okay, we're now in a new phase of this war. The last 4 years have been insane. And this is the phase that we're in. Make no mistake, we are at war. I don't care if you don't want to be. I don't care if you live. It doesn't matter where you live. You are affected. The information that you consume is infected with it. The air that you breathe is, the water that you drink, there is no escaping this. There's nowhere on earth to go. There are places that are more or less affected, yes. But there's nowhere on earth to go where you can escape this. This is something that we have to go through. Okay, so I want to bring up a comment from yesterday and talk about why this is so important. And I blurred out the name and the picture. It's not about calling somebody out, but here's what that person wrote. John, I'm starting to lose faith in you. And that's really the line that really stood out to me, because you know what I thought? Thank goodness, finally, I never asked you to have faith in me. I never wanted that. And then the person goes on to say, you have ideas and lots of followers. What are you doing about it besides talking? For years, we've been listening to people talk about it. Are you talking to people who can make change? Or are you talking to a bunch of people who listen but have little power? We need to organize. You're the one with a big platform. This comment pretty much signifies a major portion of this battle that we're in. And I want to explain why. And I don't want to call anyone out or even put any blame on that person, but I want to deconstruct it so we understand the kind of warfare that we're in. First off, the first line, I'm starting to lose faith in you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, because it's time. I'm not a guru. We are not the solution. We are not the saviors. I'm not, Christine's not, we're not that. Inspired is not that. We never pretended to be or claimed to be. As a matter of fact, where do we always point to? What do we always say? The savior, your solution, it lies within, always has, always will be. That's the beauty of this realization. And if you ask me, dear commenter, who am I talking to? People with little power or people with a lot of power? I am talking to the people who hold all the power. You hold all the power. How in the world could it be any different? The group, the entities that have been steering this from the behind the curtain, that's what they know. They're small, they're a tiny group of entities that know that the only way to win such a war, the only way to make people do what they want to do, is to make them believe that they have no power. That in this war, you have no power. That in this life, you have no power. That there's nothing that you can change, that you need to wait for someone with a big platform, a big organization, with a big name, a big something. And of course, this story has been perpetuated over the last years with the white hat fairy tale. The white hat fairy tale that says I'm exaggerating a little bit, but this is what a lot of people believe, is there is a group of benevolent people, military and through all, and they have pretty much taken control of everything. We already won. Humanity's already won. They've already defeated all the enemies, and now they're playing out a movie for the benefit of the people waking up. So is the suffering that we see in the world today real? Have people been passing on from the sudden death syndrome? Are people turning slowly but surely into zombies? Do they lose all their empathy abilities? Do they lose all their emotional intelligence? Do we see hundreds of thousands of people dying in war zones? Do we see children suffering greatly? Has the biological, the chemical warfare stopped? Excuse me for saying this, but this is another fairy tale. I'm not saying that there isn't something very strange going on, especially in this nation. I'm not saying that our current form of government is what it used to be over the last decades. I'm not saying any of that. There is something going on. There's more than enough proof to show that something extraordinary is going on. What I'm saying is people just buy hook, line, and sinker that it's something good, that it's something benevolent, that it's something beneficial, when all the evidence that we see shows us that it's not, that the same game continues to be played, and the same entity, the people, continue to suffer under it. So I want you to lose faith in me, as if you believe that I am a figure that can fix this, because that's never what we intended to do. Individual empowerment and realizing that you came here for a reason in this time. Do you think that you came to this place during this time without a purpose? Don't you believe that you have something unique, something that only you have to give? Don't you know that it doesn't have to be something that's huge? It's one piece of the puzzle, but you have it. You've always had it. You don't need an organization for that or millions of dollars for that. That's not needed. And if at some point in your journey that will be needed, well, if you keep taking step by step, that will appear. So there is something you can do where you are with what you have. Do what you can with what you have where you are. It's the excuse killer. Of course, we are involved in this war, if you will, 24/7 on all levels. This, what you see here, is one part of it. And there's many other moving parts behind the scenes that people don't see. The question is, what are you doing today? First, to put yourself in a better state. The first task of every warrior is to put him or herself in the best possible position. If the warrior is unequipped, they cannot win the battle. So the warrior has to first equip him or herself. And then you go and do what you're best at, what comes easiest to you with the least amount of effort. But if you still think that there's this, I don't know, there's this online community of speakers that have a following and they're going to fix everything, or another savior is going to come on a white horse and going to fix everything, or Trump's going to fix everything, or the white hats are going to fix everything, or Putin's going to fix everything, or BRICS going to fix everything. It doesn't matter what the belief system is. Then you've been conned. You've been had. It's a good con, by the way. It's a great con. The point is, I've seen it before. I've seen it before 2020. I've seen it in 2015. I've seen it in 2012. I've seen it in 2010. I've seen it in 2008. I've seen it in 2002. The same con. But it's gotten infinitely better. And there's more truth in this con than there was in any other cons before. And that's why it's so attractive. But this con is leading people on, and it's still inspiring them to follow along until the big reveal. And what we're saying is that through our individual empowerment, my friends, through realizing who we really are, through giving ourselves permission to heal from the wounds of the past, which we might not have caused, but we hold them, we carry them, so we must heal them. And through that, we are creating the greatest shift in the human story. That is how we win this war. And if we apply our healed being, if we apply ourselves to this accordingly, then this is how we win. No organization that has had any meaningful impact ever came from the top down. It is always from the ground up, because that's how everything grows. Look around you. A tree doesn't grow from the top down. It grows from the ground up. Everything grows from the ground up. It must be born from us. It must come from within. This is where, and any and all solutions, any and all new systems, any and all anything must come from a healed human being. If we go into this hurt and beaten and battered, and we come to this new creation like that, well, we will create the same thing that we've been having. But make no mistake, I'm sorry, and I will repeat this, we already are at war. We have been for quite some time. That's why there's such an intensity. That's why we are looking for the things that are in this world today that allow us to function better, that allow us to think better, that allow us to stay in a high consciousness field. You have to look at this from the proper perspective. This is a battlefield that you didn't know was there, and that was the whole point of it. That's how this 5th generation warfare works. You're not supposed to know you're on the battlefield. You're not supposed to know that you're in the midst of warring parties. And it's psychological. It's information warfare. It's everywhere. It's on every platform. It's on every social media platform. It's in every TV program. It's in every movie. It's in the entertainment industry. It's everywhere. And they've been at this for a long time. They started more subtly. They started decades ago. And they put the little things in there, and then they put more in there. And they drove down the morale of people. They drove down their faith in anything that's good and inherently positive. That's what's been going on. And so we find ourselves in 2024 And we find ourselves in this kinetic war situation where there's a standoff on the world stage between Israel and Iran, which was always the plan. This was always the plan. I'm so amazed. I go back to all the documents that I could find. I go back to all the projections into the future. And it was clearly always, that was always going to be, and these are proxy powers, right? They're proxy powers representing certain things. And the plan here is where it is necessary, you bring the bombs and the tanks. Where it is necessary, you bring that. Where you can do it any other way, you do it any other way. And the beautiful thing is that we hold the keys to peace and the keys to harmony within us. We always have. We will never outgun them. Yes, sure, America is an armed country. There's a lot of guns between all of us. Yes, I know that. But we still won't outgun them because that's their field. They own all of that. We will not outgun them, but we will outshine them any day of the week. We will outshine them in such a way that we bring that light into the fields of darkness. And I know that this doesn't sound realistic with what we're facing, but if I can only say this because I've seen this at work so often. And so I want to tell that person once again who commented this here yesterday. I'm gonna blow this up one more time. I don't want to shame you. I don't want to blame you. I don't want to guilt you. I want to congratulate you on the slow realization that you are starting to lose faith in me. And thankfully, or hopefully, the answer is that you're starting to have faith in yourself, because this is what this has always been about, to inspire all of our brothers and sisters everywhere to find faith in themselves again, to live it, to become the most significant power in their own lives. And for us, this has always been connected to an honest spiritual connection to the Creator. This battlefield is ultimately spiritual. It's ultimately in that field. And when we face off with the empathy-deleted psychopathic dark forces, then we can't go to their level and fight them there. We can't. We won't. On that level, we will always lose. But if we shine our light so brightly and do what needs to be done in that particular moment, in the full conviction, we know who we are, there are solutions you can't even think of yet. And I hope that you, whoever commented this, I hope you're watching, because I want you to go, after this is over, I want you to go to your mirror. I want you to look into the mirror. I want you to look into your eyes. And I want you to recognize the divine spark within you. That's all that this has ever been about. They want us to forget it. And we are saying, please remember it. Because that's the key to everything. Okay? We all have something to give in this journey. We all have something to give in this battle. But we are in a battle. And we can't walk away from it. We can't ignore it. We can't bury our heads in the sand. We have to walk through it like the freaking buffalo. The story of the buffalo. For those of you who have never heard it, one of my favorite stories in the world is that all the other animals, when there's a storm coming, most animals run away from the storm. And so here's the storm front coming. Here are the animals running. And this is eventually the storm catches up and the animals keep running. And it's a long struggle. The buffalo, and to be more correct, the bison, but here in we call them the Buffalo Nation. The buffalo turns around and walks straight into the storm. It faces the challenge head on. It walks into the storm. And hence, the time that the buffalo spends in the storm is much shorter than every other animal. And this is the metaphor for life's problems or for facing life's challenges. Don't run away from them. Stand up tall shoulders back, chest out, head up, and walk into the freaking storm. Face the challenge as it comes. You have what it takes to go through it. And then there's another beautiful saying that I love to share. It's a longer one, but here's a short version. Before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. Now you don't know. You don't know what someone else's journey is. And don't think you know how awake or enlightened they might be or not. We don't know that. But I'll tell you this. No enlightened person that I've ever met is sitting back in their white robe and doing nothing. They're all freaking chopping wood and carry water. That's what they're doing. They're showing up for the journey every day. They're coming at it from a different state of consciousness, clearly. They're coming at it from a different space of thinking, yes, but they're still chopping wood and carrying water, sweeping the floors, and doing what needs to be done. And I respect that deeply. And that's why we show up every day. Hell, I don't know if I'm enlightened. I don't care about that. I don't think about that. What I care about is expressing myself authentically and doing what I can on and off camera 24/7. Because that's the journey that we're in. So we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. That's the mantra. And fuck yeah, we're winning. Let's add that to the mantra. It's a mantra. A mantra is not inherently rooted in evidence. It's rooted in the knowing, in the truth that we can speak and we can envision and we can act it into existence. That's what a mantra is. I don't see the evidence quite there. It's not quite there yet that we're winning, but I feel it. I feel that we're on the path. So we're using it as a mantra. All right, my friends. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. By the way, I wanted to say this. As I said before, we have, thankfully, discovered a few things that help us greatly. It's like the soldier on the battlefield. I mean, you go look at the special forces, look at the frogmen, and look at the Green Berets. Look at their equipment, and look at the type of situations that they're equipped for, and how it gives them kind of a leg up in a bad situation, right? And so we are sort of in this war where we're biologically, chemically, electromagnetically, for EMF, all the crap. We're bombarded every single day. We're also looking for a leg up all the time. So for those of you who haven't yet, if you haven't thought about it yet or weren't sure about it yet, I encourage you to start a free 2-week FLFE trial, Focused Life Force Energy. It's a spiritual quantum technology, and it's nothing to do with AI, or you don't have to buy a device, no app to download. It's a quantum field, a high consciousness field that is created around your property. And you can try it for free, no credit card needed. Just click the link in the description. But this is such a support system. And they are aware, the founders of FLFE are aware of the state of war that we're in. And so they've created, and they've given so much to the human family that supports us every day. So I just encourage you to go give it a trial. The link's in the description. And again, no accidental subscriptions, no accidental charges. There's no credit card needed. But this FLFE field has been such a great support system for our family, our friends. EMF mitigation, way better sleep, more energy, better conflict resolution, more harmonious field. It's just something very, very beautiful. And I'm eternally grateful that we have this opportunity. And by the way, for those who had tried before and couldn't, they have recently developed the photo service. So now, pretty much any country in the world, everywhere, it doesn't matter where you are, you can try that service, and you can later, if you want to, subscribe to it by simply sending them a photo of the inside, and they tell you how to do it, of the inside of your apartment or house, and there's an explanation on their website. Again, links down below. This is a game changer. So
also from my garden.
Oh, the garden.
Never ever.
Oh, the garden. So since last year, Christina's been using electroculture in the garden. And since this, last fall already, but especially this season, it's only April 13th, there's an FLFE field around our property. And you would not believe the plant growth. And they have scientific studies on that, how the soil health improves and how that sparks plant growth. They have clear studies on that. And we can only tell you we've never seen plant growth like this and plant health all over. We've had, I mean, the cabbage is pretty much, it's going to be ready in a week or so. It's unbelievable. So go start your free FLFE trial. You have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. So, my friends, thank you for this. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for that comment, by the way. Thank you for being who you are and for allowing us to be on this journey together. We need each other, by the way. We really need each other. We need community. We need family. We need clanship. We need to be together in some way, at least. And if you can start building that where you are, you don't have to be best friends with everybody, but a common experience really forges a bond between people. And we are sharing certain common experiences right now like never before. So let's forge those bonds. And the more we talk to each other, we often realize how much more similar we are than we actually thought, I think that's it for me for today. Thank you again. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll be back with you again very, very soon.